Hello and welcome back to another Flute tip of the week. My shoulder exercises are going really well. I'm able to practice for short periods of time again. And this week I'm going to be going home for my birthday. So I'm really excited to be able to go home, see my parents, and as a birthday celebration, do an escape room. It's going to be really cool. I am so excited. A big part of teaching the flute, no matter what age the student is teaching them new habits, but also helping them break old habits. And it is something that can be really difficult, it can be discouraging, but of course, we need to be able to fight through that so that we can get to the other side and be well adjusted so that we're able to play for years to come, or even able to play with just more control, have better breathing. Really, a bad habit could be anything, from breathing much too shallow to making a weird movement halfway through a phrase. So today, I'm going to give you the steps that I use with my students to get them through this rough patch so that they can go from bad habit to good habit. Let's get started. Creating a new habit takes persistence. Breaking an old habit takes skill and patience. Here are 4 steps to use to be able to break your bad habit and get through to the other side. First, you have to identify the problem. Whether this be a breathing issue or raising your fingers too high, all the way down to tapping your toe, you need to identify the problem, and then you need to test how it feels when the issue is corrected. Number 2, brain itch. Even when you're transitioning to a good habit, it can feel really strange or even severely uncomfortable at first. Even if you're going from raising your fingers too high to just having to keep them a little lower down, it can be a very unnatural feeling. A good thing to try out, just to experiment with what this kind of brain itch I described might feel like, is to first think about which foot you put your socks on with first, and then the next time you put them on with the other foot. Tested this out with one of my students. Once she put them on, she had to take them off and put them on the right way again. That is what it feels like when you're trying to break a bad habit, even when you're trying to go into a better position. You've got to fight through it and understand that if you are feeling weird at first, then you are probably in the right position. And it can be a really good indicator, especially if it's only been a few days that you've been working to break the old habit. If on one day you feel very comfortable, that is when you need to really think about what you're doing, because you've probably slipped back into your old habit. Feeling weird is going to be a very good thing at first. It means you have made the change and that you're sticking with it. Getting more comfortable about it will be very gradual. 3, mirror practice. Use your technical exercises and warm-ups to practice right in front of the mirror and closely watch what you're doing. This can be from making sure your fingers are low to seeing where in your body you're breathing to. So if your chest is rising first and your breath is high-pitched, then that means that you need to focus on bringing the air down so that your stomach will move first and that the tone is lower. Or even if you're used to locking your knees, just keep an eye on them and really watch in the mirror so that you can maintain it throughout your entire warm-up. 4, video recording. You might need to get a practice buddy to do this, or if you have access to it, set up a camera with a tripod and have it focus on the area you're working on. And this way, while you're practicing a repertoire or studies or something where you need to focus on the music, on what you're playing, this will be a test to see if you're able to maintain the new habit or to see how often you slip back into the old one. I would say for the first few days, record yourself in the middle of your practice when you're practicing your studies or doing work in front of your music where you can't watch yourself, so that you can take a look during your break, see where it is that you tend to start doing the old habit again, and then write a little reminder on your music where it happened to just snap back into reality, into where you need to have your focus. After the first week, do it every other day and see how gradually you're able to make this new habit more natural. And when you're able to do perhaps 3 recordings in a row with your new habit maintained and no slips, then you have succeeded. Those steps were identify the problem, brain itch, mirror practice, and video recording. So again, that tip was creating a new habit takes persistence, but breaking an old habit takes skill and patience. I hope you find this week's tip helpful. Everyone do a little bit of a weather prayer for me because apparently it's been raining cats and dogs back in Ottawa. And it would be nice to have even a little bit of sunshine so that I can walk my dogs without an umbrella. I'll see you all next week. Flute happy and get yourself uncomfortable so you can become more comfortable over time. Another little prayer I'd like you all to do for me is that the Ottawa Senators win their next game against the Rangers so that we go to the next round and I can watch a hockey game in Ottawa when I'm home. Go with what my thought thinks, because he thinks yes.